for all things justice, and she was at every event that had to do with social justice in our city. Whereas Miss Mary Lee Head was born in Shreveport, Louisiana on January 21st, 1923, and moved to the city of Berkeley before getting married to her first husband, Leroy Head, with whom she had 4 children. Later, she resided in Parchester Village in Richmond, Ann. Whereas in 1943, World War II, she worked at the Richmond Shipyards building Liberty ships and was known as a Rosie the Riveter. And whereas each day before entering the shipyards, where thousands of men and women of various races worked, she held a peace prayer for unity. This patience is why she also regarded as Mary, quote unquote, Peace Head. And whereas at age 78 years in 2001, she received her high school diploma from the West Contra Costa Adult School, and among her interests were medicine, reflexology, and dance, of which she received certifications. Ms. Mary also had several businesses and was a property manager for many years until she passed away. And whereas due to her contributions in civic work in her residence area, Parchester Village residents honorably named her the Mayor of Parchester. She was also an honored member of the Richmond Commission on Aging. And whereas in 2003, Ms. Mary was invited to Washington, D.C., along with 19 other Rosies from all over the country to be honored for their service during World War II. Ms. Mary befriended many of the Rosies who attended and was proud to represent the city of Richmond. And whereas dancing was one of her favorite things to do, she used to attend many community events such as Music on the Main and Point Richmond Music Festival, dancing along freely with the music. She was a joyful person, and her joyfulness was contagious. And whereas Miss Mary was gently loved by adults and children and was affectionately known as, quote, Mama Peace, end quote, by many children in Richmond to whom she honorably served as surrogate mother. And whereas people could always count on Miss Mary, and she would often recite you the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the courage to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Richmond City Council does hereby honor Ms. Mary Lee Peace Head's legacy, her contributions to the home front effort in World War II, as well as to our local community for many years, and lastly, for the endless joy she brought to people's lives. Thank you for sharing her with us. Okay, all right, there we go.
It's true, I did write a speech, but it's on my table. But I'll take it from the body, that's right. I want to say good evening to Mayor Butt and members of the board. It's indeed an honor to be able to stand before you and accept this acknowledgement of my mother. She was a wonderful person. And I'm not saying that just because she was my mother, but she indeed was a star. All my life, she used to say she was a star, you know, but growing up, I didn't really get it, okay? And I wish I could have followed her footsteps a lot closer. But I really want to thank you this evening for this presentation, making it available. And thank you.
Some of you may know that we're not done yet. We're working an item through the system that's intended to rename the community center after her. So it has to go through a process, but we're working through it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening to everyone. I'm Mary Peace Head, youngest daughter Brenda Sanchez, and I'm here because I'm so excited about this day. I've been waiting for this day. And I just want to thank all of you that knew my mother. She was a great lady, and she will always be remembered by the ones that loved her and the ones she loved. I want to thank you so much.
And we do have 3 other speakers who signed up, so go ahead and call them in.
Speaker are Kathy Robinson, Amanda Elliott, and Ellen Galen. Good evening, everyone. Mary was a dear friend of mine, and I'm so glad that this day has come and that you're honoring her. She was an incredible person. I'm so glad that I knew her. I'm going to miss her dearly, but I'm so, so glad that this city has chosen to recognize her, because she's the kind of person that we need to remember and encourage and never forget as long as we live. Thank you so much for doing this.
Amanda Elliott, resident of Richmond and also Executive Director for Richmond Main Street. As was mentioned, Miss Mary Peace was one of our regulars at our events, Music on the Main and Spirit and Soul. And we just loved her, and she spread her joy and her peace to all who came to our events. And she will be honored and recognized as a downtown champion at our Spirit and Soul Festival on Saturday, September the 16th. So we hope that everyone will come out and honor her. In addition, my in-laws also resided in Parchester Village, and my mother-in-law was good friends with Miss Mary, so they recognize her as a wonderful member of the community, and I just want to thank her family for sharing her with all of us. Thank you.
Our last speaker is Ellen Galen.
Hello, City Council and Mayor Tom Budd. As you guys know, I was a good buddy of Mary's for a long time. And this is the first year without her. And even though there have only been a few events, everywhere I go, people come up to me and want to know what happened. Where's the lady I've always got there? You got almost all the events she liked. Music on the Main, Spirit and Soul. She loved her some powwows. Juneteenth Day. I can't remember a headliner that didn't get Mary up there on stage. And she taught the rest of us how to move. She rarely missed a Homefront festival, rarely missed Creole by the Bay and United Festival over the other side, and was often, if not always, at Rosie events. I witnessed so many people just loving Mary wherever she went, and I'm so pleased that the city is going to do what they can to keep her memory alive. Thank you.
Item D2 is a proclamation recognizing Catherine Silby, Dana Holtz.